Hey, Laura, and welcome to the One Pod Life podcast. How are you doing up in Scotland?
Everything's good up here, thanks. It's a bit chilly, to be honest, but but yeah, it's good. Thanks. Yeah, cool.
No, good stuff.
Thanks for having me on.
Oh yeah, thanks for coming on and giving me hopefully a bit of your time. And we'll get to know Laura Murray a bit more. So let's start with. So right now you are qualified for the European Ladies Tour, and obviously you played on the Access Tour for a little bit. But yeah, your story kind of started back when you were 10 years old. So can you talk me through how you got into golf and your journey from of 10 years old onwards, really?
Cool. Yeah. So I started at age 10. I'm from a small village just outside Aberdeen called Afford, like a rural village. Not much else to do in there, to be honest. The golf course was on the way home after school. So every day I would, going past the golf course on my way home and play. I've got a twin sister, so we would go together to the golf course like after school, play 7 holes, and hop over the fence, and it was 200 yards to our front door. So
nice.
It was nice and convenient, and so that's kind of how I got into it. And we actually also had after school classes, like one of the local pros in the area, Hamish, very Scottish name.
Yeah, it's very Scottish, going to say.
So he came along and he did this like introduction to golf in our little PE hall. If it hadn't been for him, then I guess I wouldn't have started. Yeah.
All right, good stuff.
And we had a lot of good fun, and
I like it. Does your twin sister still play, or she decided to do something else?
She plays a bit, but she wasn't really into it as much as I was. So I just kind of dragged her along for someone to play with. But she still plays a little bit. But
good stuff.
And then I became involved in some of the like the county girl stuff. So. Like the woman who ran the county girls, like for our area, Aberdeenshire, she ran all the competitions like every Sunday, and you would turn up to one, and little Ethel, she would say, right, you're playing next week at whatever, and you'd say, okay, I'm playing next week, and you'd never take no for an answer.
Yep.
So she was brilliant. She ran all the events by herself, and we had quite a few good golfers have come from this area. We've got Michelle Thompson as well, also plays on LET.
Yep.
And we've got like little Shannon McWilliams. She's like Scottish girls and like ladies representative, and Kimberly Beveridge, who's actually my other half sister. She's Scottish champion last year, and so we've got a good few girls have come through, and it's no coincidence that we've had a pretty good like development in this
definitely
area.
Sounds like you have. I have to check those other guys out and see if I can get them on.
I'm sure they'd be delighted to be on, so I'll put in a good word.
Cheers. So what did sort of junior golf look like then after, like you said, you went and saw this lady and she gave you events to play in? How did you sort of progress through the ranks, I guess, to get to move out of junior golf and into your amateur career? Okay, so
with the county girl stuff, I did that up until the age, I think it's 18, but I got picked for the Scottish development squad age 15. I don't know, I think I attended one of these days. It's like a talent day kind of thing. And then through that, we were given opportunities. Like we used to go down to Drummoyg, which is next to St Andrews. And we'd go there like once a month in the winter and get coaching through that, and then you start to get selected for the national teams, and I didn't get selected that often for the girls for Scotland, but for ladies, I got selected for like the home internationals and like the European teams, and it sounds like, well, I guess when I say it like that, it sounds like a quick transition, and before you know it, you're playing for Scotland.
Exactly.
No, but I guess there's a lot of nights of. I had like really supportive family, like my parents were proper supportive, so they would take me to the local driving range like through the winter, and they would just sit in the car whilst I hit balls, this kind of thing. There was a lot of practice in and around that, and the stuff that I guess people don't really see.
No, of course.
So yeah, it was good. It was a nice transition. It didn't happen overnight. I worked pretty hard for it. So.
No, definitely. Talking about your family then, so did your mum and dad, they weren't interested in getting them pick up a club themselves and having a go, or?
Well, they actually do, but to say they're not, they don't golf to a high standard or anything. They're just recreational golfers. I think.
Okay.
Like my dad, the best he got down to was like 17 or something.
Right. Okay.
And my mum, she's off like 30 or something. But I mean, I still go out for games with them.
Yep.
And I have this joke that I play my dad for like 10p a hole.
Right.
And then he's like, right, I'll pay you Tuesday, because it's always, him that owes me. And Tuesday never comes.
Of course.
But no, I mean, we have a good laugh. Like,
good.
They're just competent enough, to go out and play a game of golf with. And yeah, I mean, that's the good thing about golf. You don't have to be a good standard to be able to appreciate it and go out and enjoy, socially, as you know. So,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, let's go back to your amateur career then. So, like you said, you played quite a few times for the ladies Scotland team, and I think I saw you got 32 caps in total.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I didn't know you could record it that way, if I'm honest. I only thought caps come in with football, but obviously not.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I just kind of went through because someone asked me how many times have you played for Scotland, and I mean, I got the photo album out and counted back through, and yeah, I think I put over 32 because 32 was as far as I got, and then that sounds like a nice round number. So
it's a pretty good number.
Yeah.
And off that, obviously, you've had quite a bit of success in your amateur career. I was looking earlier. I'll just rattle through these pretty quick, but you've got so 2010, 2012, you were the Central Trophy champion. You were also the 2012 Scottish Match Play champion, and in 2012 as well, you were the Scottish Order of Merit winner. So can you just talk me through that little sort of 2-year spell where you cleaned up, shall we say?
Yeah, sure. Well, in 2010, that was a bit of a bonus, my St. Rule win, actually. I mean, I think I was playing well. I don't remember much else from that year. But that St. Rule trophy, that was a good one because there are some top names that have won the trophy, like Annika Sorenstam's won it, like 2 or 3 times, I think. And I think Anna Nordqvist, there's some good names on there. And I actually won in a playoff, which was pretty cool, and it was round St Andrew's Old Course, which you can't even write that, It's cool. So I played against Amy Bolden, as you know, like she's a recent winner on the Ladies European Tour, and also Stacey Keating, who used to play in LAT, like seasoned LAT player, and so I won in a playoff, which was cool. I hold like a 15-footer on the 18th for birdie.
Nice.
And then in 2012. That was a good year actually, because in 2011 I just had a bit of like a crummy season. These things happen, golf comes in peaks and troughs, know. So
don't we all
yes, definitely. And this was just I think I'd just gone through a really bad year where I just didn't really know what I was doing. I'd lost a bit of direction.
Okay.
And at this point I'd given up golf for like 3 months, and I'd bought myself a suit and I'd applied for heaps of jobs in oil, which is what people do up in Aberdeen,
Right, okay.
I was ready to like go in for some interviews and stuff. And then my other half, who I'm still with today, he just qualified, or not long qualified, in his PGA stuff. So he's a PGA pro.
Right.
And he kind of turned around to me, and he wasn't coaching me. He never touched my golf at all, because we just thought, we thought it would put too much pressure on the relationship.
You don't mix pleasure with work, do you?
No, but he was like, well, I can see you're a bit miserable, and to be honest, and I kind of thought, well, my golf can't get any worse. So he started coaching me at the end of 2011, and then I had this amazing year in 2012, and that was when I thought, right, okay, I'm good to turn pro now. Like I've ticked a lot of boxes, and it was just cool. Like it was so refreshing. Like, and it just seemed to work from the second he started. So
So is he still your coach now, or have you decided to
He
part
is,
ways?
yes, and he's always said that if I ever want to change coaches, he's fine.
Okay.
But I don't want to anytime soon. I don't think it works.
That's what I said. It works, doesn't it?
Yeah, because the thing is, you've got to have confidence in your support team, and I don't feel like I couldn't have any more confidence than my other half. You know, it's very much a team effort. You know, he's super patient. You know?
Yeah, well, I guess as well, he's obviously got. Obviously, every coach has got your interest at heart to a degree, but with him, he's definitely got your interest at heart, because obviously your success is going to help him with his success, and obviously as a couple, you work together. So. No,
yeah, you know, it's nice. Yeah, like, because when I win, he wins. You know,
exactly.
Like it also looks good for him, and it also helps pay the mortgage. So that's
great stuff. Okay, so like you said, after that 2012 season, you were ready to turn pros. When did you turn pro?
So I turned pro at the start of 2013.
Okay.
And I played a full season on the LET Access Tour.
Yep.
It was kind of, I wasn't, the thing was, I'd went to Q school at the end of the year, and I didn't have a great Q school, so I was kind of in two minds what to do. Okay. And then I had a part-time job, well, kind of full-time at that point, where I worked as a lifeguard at a sport and country club up in Aberdeen. And this guy who I know sponsored Paul Laurie at the time,
right?
He was a member, and he was like, right, it was just so happened that one of the other receptionists had said, oh, did you know that Laura's thinking about turning professional? Mm-hmm. And he was like, oh, let's sit down and have a conversation. And now to this day, I'm still sponsored by them. So if it wasn't for Saltire Energy, then I definitely wouldn't. I wouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, I was going to say, was it Saltire Energy? Because I was just looking it up on your sponsor list on your website. So that's great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They've been with you ever since day one, really.
Yeah, and you know, he's fantastic. He doesn't ask for a lot, but you know, I keep in contact with him, and he's more than happy to help me out, which is great. And yeah, as I say, because this game, it's a little bit expensive when you're starting out, and it just it gave me a little bit of a cushion financially to be able to say, right, I'm going to play a full season on Access and throw myself into every tournament, you know, like where possible.
I like it. And what a great way to sort of cap your amateur career and forward into your professional career.
Yeah, for sure.
Where you actually then went on to 2015, correct me if I'm wrong, but you actually then qualified for the main ladies tour, didn't you? The European Ladies Tour.
Yeah, I did, yeah. So I played, that was a couple of seasons on the Access Tour. The first one, you know, 2013 was just kind of getting acquainted with what this is all about, you know, and meeting people and stuff. And then the 2014 season was cool. That was good. Like I had a good few top 10s that season. And then I had a good Q school. So I went on and got my full card at Q school. I think I shot 5 under in the last round get my card on the number, which was, that's one for the memory bank, that one.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely. How was your first year on the ladies talks? Obviously, unfortunately, you did come off it, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. So I had a full status, and it's funny, even though you say full status, I'm not sure if people are aware, but so I got the top 30 from Q school at the end of the week, got their full cards, and I was bang on, like I was like 29th. Okay. So that didn't actually get me full playing rights into every event, which is what you'd think. I only got into, I think it was 6 or 7 events, and 2 of those were invites. Right. So really, you know, I'm looking at like 5 events maximum with my full card, and you're playing against people that are getting like, you know, 18, 19 events in. So you got to make sure it counts whenever you turn up, and that's, you know, it's tough. It's a bit of an added pressure.
Well, I was going to say, it must be hard for you as well. If you're, like you said, if you're going up against people playing 18, 19 tournaments a season, you're only playing 5. The momentum must be with the guys that are playing 18, 19 tournaments.
Yeah, this is it, you know, because if they were missing cuts, they're like, well, I'm teeing it up next week, and you know, in Sweden or something, and then I'll be like, well, I'm back to, like, I still played a little bit of the Access Tour to fill in the gaps. But yeah, so that was a bit tough. It's, you know, a steep learning curve, but I did actually finish, I think I finished 13th and 14th on the cuts that I made in that year. So I only made, was it 3 cuts or something? Mm-hmm. And then, so I finished highly in the ones that I did, but that wasn't enough to keep my card. But I got the next category down for the next year, which again got me like 6 or 7 events. So, you know, it saved me going to Q school, but you know, definitely. I kept some sort of category on the LET. And then the same in 2016. I just didn't get a good run at it. But, yeah.
Okay, so it's the 2016 season. So just also to mention to everyone that you were the Ladies Tartan Tour. You were the 2014, 2015 Order of Merit winner. What's the Tartan Tour?
Okay, so this was the Scottish tour, and yeah, it only ran for 2 years, I think, which was a bit of a shame actually, because it was
And you
good
won it
prize
twice.
money. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. But yeah, I mean, it was cool. Like we had fields of up to 30 girls could play, and there were just these 36-hole events all around Scotland, and yeah, I mean, we did get a few girls coming up our way from England, but only maybe like North England, for them traveling up. And but yeah, it only ran for 2 years, but yeah, that was good. It was a nice little earner on the side actually. And it's a shame we don't have something running like that right now. Actually, with you've got us thinking maybe with like Justin Rose putting
Well, I was going to say maybe it's something you could try and get into. I know going back to Paul Laurie, I know he started up a little tour in Scotland.
Yeah,
maybe a little chat with him, see what he can do.
Yeah, he did actually. Yeah, so and we can actually play in those because I didn't play in any of his tour because they clashed with some of our events this year.
Okay.
But I played in a couple of the winter series ones. So he's holding a little winter series as well, where it's like a low entry fee. And, So
maybe there's a way there
to get on that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good thinking.
I'm full of good ideas. I just can't do them myself.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
So let's go back to 2016. So you actually won the Elise Farm Ladies Open Championship, which was held in Sweden. Was that on? What was that tour on? Was that the LET Access or was that Ladies European?
Yeah. No, so that was on the LET Access tour.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and that was my first professional win. Which was cool.
I was going to say.
That's good. Well, apart from the Tartan Tour stuff, because I'd won some of those. But yeah, it was a good field, I think, as well. And yeah, it was this cracking course in the middle of Sweden, like, and it was weird because the second I pitched up, I was like, oh, this is just like a links course.
Oh, okay.
Like, as in like visually, it looked just like a links course. It was wide open with a heap of thick rough, and they were playing it long, so it played right into my hands. But yeah, it's funny how you get a good feeling about a course from the second you pitch up. Mm-hmm.
And what was your final score on that tournament?
Oh, that's asking questions. Was it? Was it 7 under or something? On the last day, I know it got proper windy, so everyone was just trying to get through the last day.
Okay.
And I actually had Rachie Goodall. She came out and caddied for me the back nine, and I was so thankful because I remember just people, like, the wind it was super windy and miserable, and so I think 7 under. I should really know these things, Lloyd. I only remember the wins. I remember that I hold like a nice little 3-4 footer on the last. I think I had like 2 or 3 putts for it. So that's a nice, comfortable way to do it. Yeah.
Definitely. But also, like you said, even having someone like Rachel Goddard, she was on the podcast last week, but just to have first of all, a friend and also someone who understands the game at that level to help you out on the last round as well is quite a good little thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'd kind of said to her, because we don't often caddy for each other, because we're both trying to compete, but we've shared together every opportunity we get on tour. We share together, and I always say, right, don't come and caddy for me because I know that you'll want to go and practice. But because I think she'd seen that I was like 1 or 2 shots ahead through 9, she was like, right, I'm going to come out and caddy, make sure she sees this through.
Well, that's nice.
But yeah, no, it was good. It's sometimes nice just to have someone to have a laugh with on the bag and take the mind off a bit. Yeah, and
then you can enjoy it together as well, which is even better. Now, One Pod Life is brought to you in partnership with Energy Golf, the leading golf development platform. They are committed to providing a service that allows you to reach your maximum potential by improving your mindset, creating physical longevity, and funding your golf career. What they've done is take professional tour team experience and brought it to you through their platform so you can have your very own tour team in your pocket. Energy Golf offers the ability to learn from leading professionals in the fields of fitness, nutrition, breathing, caddying, psychology, business, as well as proven tour winners and many more. There are also courses based around the mental aspects of golf, such as mental toughness, emotional control, and self-esteem. Visit energy.com to learn more, and to claim your exclusive 1-month free trial, simply send an email with the subject OnePodLife to info@energy.com and enjoy. Now let's get back to the podcast. Now, obviously, I'll admit I don't know much about ladies golf.
Okay.
What is the ING Golf Week Championships? Because you won it.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, in 2016.
What is that?
So this was a one-off. So ING is a bank. I think they're based in Holland.
Yep.
And I'd done well in the Dutch Open the year before, and also become good pals with Anne van Dam. And she was organising, or she was kind of the ambassador for this event. It was like this fun team event, kind of like the golf sixes.
Yes.
Event. So it was kind of like that, but I guess this was first. And it was like a team of 3 from each country, and I think there were maybe like 12 teams.
Okay.
And some like good teams there, and I got picked not really based on my Scottish ranking, because I'm sure there were other Scottish players ahead of me, but I think because I was pals with Anne, she was like, okay, we'll let Laura in, and thank goodness she did, because we won. It was so cool. We got to have like music when we walked onto the tee, and the music was playing whilst we hit our tee shots. You know, and they built this grandstand around the front, around like the back of like the first tee, and it was at the International, and it's this cool like opening tee shot, and they had the music like pumping, and it was this cool format where you played in a 6-ball. So it was like a round robin knockout thing, and you'd play like a foursomes match and a singles match in the same game, you know, like at the same time.
Oh, okay.
So there was a lot of people on the fairway.
Yeah.
And when it came to like putting and stuff, it was a bit manic, but it was so cool. And and unfortunately they haven't run it again, but like you really got the feeling that is the direction that golf should go down, because it was fun. There were heaps of kids there. We had like kids clinics that we did, and like the Dutchies, they know how to have a good time, you know.
Well, you can almost say, like you said, the golf sixes stole the idea and took it forward, because I've mentioned it before and I'll mention it again, but I was quite lucky to play in the golf sixes Centurion a couple of years ago. And I actually got paired with Charlie Hull and Georgia Hall, which was amazing.
What a groupie that is.
Yeah, that was really good fun. I really enjoyed that day. And but then obviously I went back and watched it as a spectator, and the atmosphere and the amount of kids that walk around, and everyone was loving watching playing golf, and I think it was an amazing format. And obviously I think they've done it. They've done it since, but they've done it in other countries. The golf sixes. But if it comes back to the UK, I'll definitely be trying to get on there and watch it again.
Yeah, definitely. Because I feel like golf's too serious sometimes.
Yep.
You know, everyone has to be quiet, and obviously, you know, this is our job. Like, I'm supposed to take it seriously, but if you want to get future generations involved, it's got to be fun. Like,
sometimes you let your hair down, haven't you?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yourself included. Yeah.
I haven't got any hair, but I'll try.
But it would be down for sure.
No, definitely. Great stuff. Well, look, all of that, sort of the amateur career, the professional career over those couple of years, getting experience of playing on the full tour, even if it was a quick stint, has now led you to get your full LET card for this year.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I played a few seasons on Access, and then it's just about gaining momentum, to be honest. And then like last year, I had we had a spell of, so me and Rachel were the only players to have played. Was it 10 events all in the spin in different countries on the Access Tour? So 10 weeks in a row, you know, different country, different location, whatever. And on that run, of 9 of the events, I think I had like 7 out of 9 top 10s or something.
Nice.
Which was pretty cool. That was good. Yeah.
Yep.
So I got a bit of momentum. Just kept doing well.
Yeah, you won the Ruggenwalder Mule Ladies Open in Germany.
Yeah. So I did that, and that was a penultimate event. So second to last one of the season, and that was a goodie actually, because I think I was 10th in the order of merit at the time, and top 5 on the LET Access Tour get really good status for the LET for the following year. And after I won, I wasn't even thinking about it, but like the woman that ran the Access Tour, Di, she said to me before she gave me the interview, she was like, and now you're 4th in the order of merit, how does that make you feel, you know? I was gobsmacked. Oh my God, I'm going to get my full tour card, you know? And like I said to her, what's the points difference? And she was like, well, you're going to be fine, you know? Sort of thing, that's the important thing. Do I need to do anything else now to get my card? Cool. You know, I was like, but then obviously you actually went on to finish 3rd overall in your order of merit. Yes, that's right. Yeah, I did. Yeah, because one of the girls actually, she already gained her LET card through playing LET at the same time as Access. So yeah, that bumped me up, and I came third.
Nice.
So
Great stuff.
it's really good. So yeah, it's nice because it's a good category. It goes in above, so like top 5 from Q School get a extremely good category, and then ours is below like the top 70 of the Order of Merit. So in theory, if it's a full field event, then we should get into it. So yeah, hopefully. I mean, the schedule for next year looks incredible.
Well, I was about to ask, when does the season start again for you?
Yeah, so the proposed schedule is, I mean, I think I'm okay to say this, is it's in February sometime.
Okay.
And I think maybe Kenya is the first one.
Nice.
So yeah, that'll be good. I mean, nothing's set in stone yet, but
nope.
I mean, the schedule for this year looked strong anyway.
Yep.
And we've got a new CEO of the LET, Alexandra, and she's amazing, and she's very forward thinking, and also with the partnership with the LPGA, it's kind of it's strengthened the connections a bit. So I think even more so for next year. It's going to be good. It's going to be a
great
good
stuff. Yeah. Hopefully you can kick on and start in forge a long time, stay on the LET.
Yeah, this is it, because I feel like with going the Q School route is always tough, because if you don't finish top 5, you're not really earning the full card for LET. No. You do have to play it well in the events and in the very few events that you're given. So yeah, hopefully this gets my foot in the door and I stay there, because that's where I want to be. So
no, exactly.
Yeah.
No, good stuff. Well, congratulations on getting that. Full
Thanks.
card.
Cheers.
A few years in the making, obviously, but you got there in the end, which is the important thing.
For sure. Yeah.
Now you can forge forward.
Yeah, for sure. Like these things don't just happen overnight. It's very seldom that they do. So it's nice. Yeah.
No, good stuff. Okay. Well, a couple of other things. I say a couple of things. One thing I saw earlier when I was going through it's on your website actually, is going through your team. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I saw your coach. I didn't realise that was your other half. So now I know who that is.
Yeah.
But also noticed you've got a hypnotherapist as part of your team.
Yes.
So obviously, a lot of people these days, and me included, are obviously going down the mindfulness route, talking to mind performance coaches and that type of stuff. What was your thinking of hiring a hypnotherapist?
Yeah, well, it was actually, I really need to update my website, I'm sorry. So that was, I haven't been with her for a couple of years now, but we did some really good work for, like 2 years. Mm-hmm. And it was good. It was more, she was wanting to break into the sport side of things. And I guess there's a bit of a stigma attached to hypnotherapy, that she's going to get her pocket watch out and count down from 10, and suddenly she'll tell me to be a chicken. But it's really not. It's really not the case. It's more about being mindful, and it's more about relaxing your body so much that you're open to suggestion, which I guess is a form of meditation. It's all along the same route, it helped me calm down a bit on the golf course and in life a bit, actually. It's about being aware of what you're thinking at what time and in the round of golf. And it was good. I really liked our sessions. Yeah, but I'm actually working with a new guy. So just the last couple of months, this guy called Danny Adams. Mm-hmm. And he's based up north somewhere. Sorry, North England. Not my north. But,
I was going to say.
But yeah, and he works with a few girls on tour. So it was like another player had recommended him to me. And again, it's more about just being aware of what you're thinking, and just kind of noticing it more than anything. And I guess like catching yourself, but before you fall into old habits and
getting too far ahead of yourself, I guess, as well, isn't it? Yeah,
this is it. Yeah.
It's definitely one of the things I'm trying to learn as well at the moment, is stay in the present and deal with what you've got to deal with now, and then worry about the next bit coming up. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. Have you read any books?
I speak to a guy called Steve Thomas, who's based in Dubai, who's a mind performance coach, and I've read a few books and been doing some exercises with him, more about getting myself, again, like I said, in the present moment, and not thinking about what happens if all that type of stuff. Just like, okay, well, this is the shot I've got to hit now. Let's hit it and see how we get on. And moving on from there, I'm actually trying to, hopefully he's over in the UK in a couple of weeks. I'm hopefully going to try and catch up with him, have a round and just discuss a few things. But yeah, I think...
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, and I have a problem getting ahead of myself and thinking too much about what could possibly happen. So we're just trying to calm that down a little bit, really.
Good, nice. Yeah, that sounds like you're doing the right things.
Yeah. Which is I quite enjoy it.
Good.
So cool. Right. Well, Laura, I think that's a great introduction to yourself and obviously your career so far. Obviously, it's nowhere near finished yet. We're going to try and see you push forward next year and see your name on the board a lot more, which will be good. But what we're going to try and finish off now is obviously you've had quite a successful career so far, and there are obviously people out there that are trying to do exactly what you're trying to do, including myself, which is one of the reasons why I started doing a podcast. And then what I'd like to do is ask the professional players if you could give 3 tips to an aspiring golfer who's trying to make it, either as an elite amateur or as a professional. What 3 things would you suggest they do that they can then achieve their dreams going forward? Okay,
cool. Good question. Tip number 1, definitely go and see your local PGA professional.
Yep.
Just having gone through with my other half, I was with him when he was going through his PGA qualification, and it's such hard work. Like, people don't realize, you come out with a degree from Birmingham University, and it's 3 years. I would just say there's so much effort put in from the guys and girls to become these PGA professionals, and you just have to use them. We spend all this money on equipment and clothing and like membership and whatnot, and if you can just like give an extra £25-30 to your local PGA pro for a lesson, then you're going to get so much more value out of the rest of your investments,
100%.
And also, when you go, take a notebook was another thing that I've seen. A couple of the women that my other half coaches, they're so keen, they have their notebooks, and as soon as they come out from the lesson, they stand, and they take notes on whatever they said, and you've just got to make the most of them, and also ask questions, because they're like, passion is their teaching, so or I guess teaching is their passion.
Yep.
You've just got to use them. Pick their brains when you're in there, and definitely go to your local PGA pro, because
100%.
I guess before you start, there's so much information online these days that's available to everyone, and it's all free. But unless you know what your swing faults are and what your tendencies are, then all that information's kind of rendered useless. So
you can fall down a rabbit hole, can't you, with that type of stuff?
For sure.
I've done it. I've done it.
You can get tied up in knots very easily. But PGA Pro, definitely tip number 1.
Great stuff.
Tip number 2, I would say, practice with a purpose. I think you've had a couple of these kind of answers so far, but it's so important, because I see guys come to the range every day, and they take 100 balls, they hit the 100 balls, and they go home, and they don't get any better. No. And I'm like, if you half that and hit 50 balls and set yourself a task or a challenge, or try to have some sort of consequence to your practice, then your golf would definitely improve overnight, So whether that be, like, I often do when I'm sharing with Rach when we're away, we'll often maybe do a putting drill, and we're like, right, we can't go home until we complete this. And sometimes we're there until it's quite dark, so, and that's when that, if you can hold the putt when you need to under pressure, then you can definitely do it out on the golf course, come the 18th, like, this is what you're training for, you can't,
exactly.
You've got to be able to take your practice to the course, and it's a lot easier said than done, for sure. But and that is where sometimes maybe like the YouTube videos or whatever can come in handy, because they can offer variation to your practice. So like in terms of that kind of ideas, you can do online research for that. But definitely practice with a purpose.
Like, going back on that, you said obviously I've had a few people mention this same tip, but I think it's vital that people do keep mentioning the same tip, because obviously it's the thing that gets professional golfers across the line.
Yeah, for sure.
You guys wouldn't be saying if it wasn't true. So the more people the more professional players that keep saying it, then the more people will listen, I think.
And especially at this time of year, because it's freezing outside. You know, we're not going to stand there. I mean, it's easy in the summer to stand there for hours on the range, but you know, you're not going to stand for hours on the range when when it's like maybe not quite as cold as you. Yeah, maybe when it's like, you know, close to zero. So yeah, I would just say when you go with a purpose, set a task for that day, right? Say, or like sometimes I break my hour down into 15-minute segments. I'll say first 15 minutes I'm going to do solely technique. I'm not even going to look at where the ball's going.
Okay.
Segment number 2, I'm going to work on shot shaping and only look at shot shaping. Like, don't even let my mind wander. And they're only 15 minutes. Like, you can do that for 15 minutes. Your attention span should last that long, you know. And then the next 15, I'll work on pre-shot routine, and I have to do every single ball pre-shot routine, you know. And then the last 15, I'll play like on the golf course, and I'll pick any golf course that I've played, you know, that I remember well enough that I'll know roughly, you know, what I'm supposed to do. And yeah, like something like that, that's so productive. And you come away having like ticked a huge box for productivity that day. And you'll feel good. And, you know, you'll feel like you've done your job for the day. Now I can go home and enjoy my coffee or whatever, you know.
Well, one of my side questions was going to be off that tip is, how do you go about setting your practice? And obviously you've just told us right there, so that's perfect.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's an example. And also I'm doing this super speed training stuff, so which is also really good. Have you tried that before, Lloyd?
No, I haven't, no.
It's also really good for the fact that it's winter and you need to warm your body up pretty quickly. So you just swing these things as hard as you can. I've got the whole set with the super speed training so I'll do that first, and that takes 10 to 15 minutes of my time. So but yeah, I'll try and make it varied. If I just go to the range without a goal and I've got 100 balls and I just hit them, chances are I'm probably not going to hit it very well. And you know, my mind's going to wander, and I'll maybe get the music on because I'm not really paying much attention. And you know, that's when you have to recognize it and like step away, go away for a coffee break and come back, you know. But yeah, this time of year it's mostly range stuff. Like it's too cold to do anything else.
No, good stuff. No, good insight there. Okay. And then the third and final tip, what would that be?
So with this one, I would say don't be afraid to go and investigate developing your mental game. So like I know we've spoken about it before, but even if it just means like downloading a book, you know, on your Kindle or whatever. I've also started reading some stuff by Carl Morris.
Yes.
Have you ever read his books? I
have. I listen to his podcast on a regular basis as well.
He's got a podcast.
Yeah, he does.
Nice. Yeah. Okay, cool, good. So I've just started reading some of his books, like The Art of Putting. And I've also got The Art of Playing both on my iPad. So I would say, you know, and this can benefit anyone. You know, you don't feel like there has to be a handicap attached to whenever you can start working on your mental game. You know, and as I'm sure you've experienced yourself, these, you know, like when you work on your mental game, it can have a very positive knock-on effect to the rest of your life, you know.
100%. Like you say, it's not just for golf, it's for everything.
So I would say don't be afraid. Just go and delve into some books, some Bob Rotella, some Carl Morris. Just start exposing yourself to it, and just give it a go.
Yeah, I read Bob Rotella's one as well. It's a pretty good book to read.
Yeah, I like those. I've got them on my shelf here that, you know, and they're the kind of books that you can go back into, just pick up and go back into any chapter. You don't need to read it from start to finish.
No, definitely.
But yeah, so he's also very good. Yeah,
great stuff. Cool. Perfect. Well, that's 3 wonderful tips there. Thank you very much, Laura. And again, thank you for coming on the podcast and giving insight into yourself, and giving some guys some tips and hopefully a bit of wisdom that they can take away and put into their own game and hopefully forge their own careers.
Cool, thank you. Yeah, brilliant. Okay. Hopefully there's some pearls of wisdom in there somewhere.
There's a couple.
Thanks.
No worries. Thank you very much for coming on, and we wish you good luck in February when the season starts again. And hopefully we'll start seeing your name up on the leaderboard a bit more.
Brilliant. Cool. Thank you so much for having me on. I've had a great time. Thanks.
Great stuff. Thanks, Laura.
Cool. Thanks.
Bye. So again, thanks to Laura Murray there for coming on and giving us an insight into herself. What a wonderful career she's had so far, and obviously she's now made it onto the LET European Tour, so good luck to her, and hopefully she can push on next year and have a really good season. Thanks again, guys, for listening to another episode of One Pod Life. Next week, got another great episode coming up with Rocket Yard Sports, so you can learn about how an agency can actually help people to get out there and help and get the right sponsorship that's available for them. In the meantime, hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Obviously, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at OnePodLife, and also now on One Pod Life as well, to make sure you get all the latest episode news. And obviously, don't forget to check out Energy Golf to help develop your and fund your golf career. So thanks, guys, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye.